Okay, I'm going to start with trustee reports. I'm going to go first here. I attended the push-in ceremony, which I'm not going to go into great detail because I'm sure that Chris is going to talk all about that. I just want to say a special thank you to all the residents who have come out and supported us, supported the safety levy. Without the safety levy, and the support of the community, this never would have happened. So all of the praise and the thanks go to the residents of Olmsted Township. I attended the homecoming football game. They handed out dinner to all the band members on the 15th. And I had a talk with a gal named Abby Jenkins. I think she's an Ohio State University student, and she wanted to get some input into how, what a trustee is, what you do, and she was doing like a capstone, like a project on interviewing an elected official. So it was a really good conversation with her. And that's all I have. Trustee Kress, I'm sorry.
We've been very busy behind the scenes, and so I want to share just a few things with you. First of all, our newsletter went out, and I hope you like it. That represents an awful lot of work on the part of several people to get it going. Julie does a yeoman's job on it. She puts everything together. She does all the setup for us. We actually put out 6,500 newsletters. That's to all residents' homes and to some businesses and other interested people. We also circulate that through the county and via email so that people know what's happening in our community. I'm especially proud of this newsletter. I think, first of all, I think we did a really good job of highlighting a lot of the projects that have been going on. And we put elected representatives' phone numbers on the back. If you ever want to get a hold of anybody, state or federal, we've given you numbers. Your voice is critical. Your voice as a resident is way more powerful than this voice right here. So we did that, and we want to we also reminded people about the election on November 8th. The other thing that I think is very exciting is the fact that I talked with our consulting engineer, and our dog park and nature trail is moving along. If you haven't been out there, I encourage you to take a ride. It actually looks like something. You can tell that the driveway is going in, the area is being cleared for the dog park and the pavilion, and it's shaping up, and we should be seeing asphalted trail starting next week. So we're very excited about that. That is we received grants for $780,000 for that park, and we acquired 3 properties for stormwater. It has been a very, very large project. And I was just talking about it to somebody who lives out there, and they said, oh boy, this is really exciting. I'm gonna be taking my dog out. So it was good. Then today I talked with Kelly Parker at Soil Water Conservation District. She said, I see you're moving along on that project. I said, yes, but Eric will be probably planting trees until he retires from here. That will be your final gift to the community. So anyway, that's going in. And then finally, if you live at the north end of town, you'll see that Cook Road sidewalks are going in. That's a grant that Riley wrote, CDBG, for $150,000 and CDSG, is that right?
Yes.
Supplemental grant for $50,000. So we got $200,000. We are anticipating getting sidewalks they're already, part of them are installed all the way from where the sidewalk ended around Timber Lane all the way to Stearns Road. That's a huge deal. It provides another connection for people. It's a safety issue. We have had to purchase some easements, mainly because the sidewalk would have been too close to the street. So we had to contact homeowners, and ask if we could buy some of their property to ensure that that sidewalk was going to be safe and where it should be placed. And we have gotten quite a bit of cooperation. There's always more sidewalk to put in. We're looking at connections, and that is one of the things that our community has requested, connectivity within neighborhoods, outside of neighborhoods. And that is what that's since 2014. And I think any trustees who've been on the board since the beginning, and there's Sherry and Scott and Tiffany and Larry and who am I missing? I think that's about it.
That's it, yeah.
Would be very pleased to know that their vision is starting to become a reality. And so we have lots more connections to make, and we're going to keep working at them to the very end. There's another round of CDBG grants coming out soon. And I know the board will continue to look at that kind of thing. So I'm really pleased about the sidewalk. And so that's my report.
Thank you, Trustee Kress. Trustee Alton?
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's a lot of things I'd like to say in my report tonight, but I'm just going to keep it real short. Really enjoyed attending the push-in ceremony with you, Madam Chairwoman. And I appreciate the efforts of Lori McNamee in ensuring that we can apply for reimbursement for that sidewalk project. And
Yeah.
I have no report tonight, Madam Chair.
And Lisa, I do want to say thank you to all the people that made this sidewalk project, especially Service Department, Lori and Eric, Julie, Tom Capella. He's a gem to work with. And it was, it only happens when people get together, work together. That's when you get it done. Nobody is the Lone Ranger. Jim has put all the letters together on the easements, and get all those components together, and it all works. That is the beauty of collaborative effort.
Okay, we're going to start with department reports. The fire department.
Just like in the video, you ain't first, you're last, right, Mark?
My God, they're not happy.
Good evening. As a report for September 27th, we have extended a offer to Louis Ironman, part-time firefighter paramedic. He has accepted the position and will start his training on October 4th. We have about anywhere from 2 months to 9-day training process where they go through, learn the systems, learn all about the township, and gets them ready to be able to run calls on the ambulance. The second tier of that works with them on the engine. That takes significantly longer, 6 more months. And then after that, they learn how to run the aerial apparatus, and that finishes out their year of probation and training. So there's a good bit of training for every employee that we have, even though they come to us fully certified as a paramedic and a firefighter. We also interviewed 2 other candidates for part-time positions, and we have extended an offer to one of those, and then we'll schedule for some ride time to give them an idea of what we are like. Staff was extraordinarily happy to receive the bonuses for the Medicaid transport grant, and we definitely appreciate that. Lieutenant Dahlhaus attended the BWC safety training meeting this morning. He's still not speaking to me. EMS training this month is with Southwest, and on advanced life support capnography. Advanced life support certification is something that all paramedics have or are required to hold and update every 2 years. So the entire staff will be going to Southwest next month to get that recertification taken care of. This quarter fire rescue training is capnography for respiratory distress. Again, plugging into all of this cardiology and respiratory. That's that big monitor that we put on everybody, so that we're very, very, very proficient in that. Firefighter Paul Raskell and firefighter David Schreiber are training to be certified as car seat technicians. These are the people that install the seats inside the cars. They are NTSB certified, and this will give us one car seat technician on each shift so we can better serve our population and make sure that those little babies get home safe. The ease of work stress management classes, each one of those are 4 hours. They'll be held each shift this month. That's going to be October. As part of the ARPA grant that we received earlier this year, and they'll also be going through a couple of guys are going through a train-the-trainer peer mental fitness training. As you guys have been here, which all of you have, you know that's a big thing of mine, is to make sure that these guys have all the mental fitness that we can give them so that they have a nice, long, and productive career. Let's see, that's the next thing. Registering the firefighters to attend the IMF resiliency training, which will be November 28th at the German Club. Once again, that's part of our ARPA grant that we received earlier this year. I went to the Ohio Fire Chiefs Resource Symposium September 15th through the 17th. It's a very beneficial conference, and not only the networking, but there was a lot of tools. It's a toolbox type conference. Gives me a lot of things I can use to improve my efficiency and do longer range planning more accurately. Plus, it gives you a network of other chiefs that you can call and say, "Hey, what did you do here so that I don't make the same mistakes that you may have made?" So, very beneficial. The banner in front of the station has been retired into the archives, so if you signed it, you're forever enshrined in the OTFD history. If you didn't, you had plenty of warnings. So we do appreciate everyone that came out. Obviously, we're moving on to our Fire Safety Month banners. We may change out a couple different ones this year, just to make sure that all those messages are driven into passing by. September 24th, as we said earlier, we had the push-in ceremony for our new engine open house. What a great attendance. I really appreciate everyone that came out. It was very heartwarming, very moving. The staff, the trustees, the other department heads, the police office had the drone up and took some really awesome video. H6.
H6,
I was doing H3, sorry.
Yeah.
I took amazing photos. If you haven't been on our Facebook site, wherever else it's posted, Julie handles all that, and again, thank her for that. Some of those pictures are definitely, I've already stolen them and cut and pasted them, or at least my wife did. So it was awesome. We had a Piper out there, Sparky was out there, North Olmsted and Olmsted Falls attended. It was a really great ceremony, so you should. So, we did host testing last week. We've already got the report back from them, and it's ready Friday. So we only lost a couple pieces of supply line, which we have with our hose refresh program. We have enough to, we have no issues there. AFG grant may open in October. Haven't heard anything about it yet. They still have about $18 million on last year's grant to hand out. And then no info on anything else with grants at this time. Total instances in year-to-date 2023, 1665, which is about 67 plus or minus. And again, this was written on Thursday, plus or minus above what we were last year. So we're a lot significantly busier. We didn't have our lull during the summer like we normally do. So the guys are extraordinarily busy. We've had 97 instances since the last report, 7 fire calls, 70 EMS calls, 3 motor vehicle collisions, and a sundry of other calls. That is my report. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
Chief, I know that we received a proclamation about the dedication of the new fire engine. Would you, and I know we don't have it with us tonight, but just for the record, if you could submit maybe a scan of that to Brian and Tracy, so that way they can add it to the minutes and folks can see that online and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Representative Sweeney gave us a proclamation, and thank you for reminding me, that was very, very well appreciated. That basically we thank everyone, Chief Kelly, all the trustees, because that engine did not just show up. It was a lot of work from everyone on this panel. Mark even did some stuff, so everybody put it out there. But not to diminish that, it's everybody did this work, and you as the taxpayers voted for it. So this is your fire truck, as I said in that ceremony. It belongs to the community, and we're going to put it to good use, protecting lives and property here in the township.
Yeah, thank you, Chief. And I was going to read from the language, but I figure in the interest of everybody's time.
Yeah, we'll definitely want to get it in, and it's going to be in a frame in the firehouse for years to come. So, and again, please pass along my appreciation to Representative Sweeney.
And you did a very nice job too, Chris.
Well, thank you.
Very nice job
Appreciate it.
putting it all together, you and Carol.
Yeah, that's Carol.
I know, she really pulled it all together, so
Very good at that.
she really is.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Service Department.
Good evening, everyone. Service Department report for September 27th. I'll be reporting. A lot of my topics are similar sometimes in bulletin. Also, you and I have to hear Stearns Road project update. There isn't a lot. I just want to emphasize today my crew sent out letters that were from the county. Just a reminder that it's southbound. They were sent out to all the residents on Stearns and on Lynn. So it's just a reminder that it's southbound. It is in the eastbound, northbound lane currently, one way. And as soon as the westbound, southbound lane is completed, it will revert over to that side until the end of the project. It's going forward. I like J striping completed our county road striping. They finished that yesterday night. They worked primarily at night. I think they did a phenomenal job. First time working for this contractor, working with this contractor, and they did a good job. I attended on the 19th of this month the Cuyahoga County Olmsted Township Coordination meeting. I don't have a lot to report. We are moving forward in the talks and I guess you would call it renegotiation of our Florence account. I think the board and Law Director Jim Matthews would agree that that's going fairly well and close to completion. That's a good thing. Also, the county was out today replacing or fixing the PRJ joints. That is a pressure relief joints that are on the Fitch Road overpass. I've gotten quite a few complaints as far as when you hear the thud every time that, especially in this area, of those joints, those are being repaired. So, some township updates. We've been doing a lot of work on Shady Road. We've completed quite a bit of mill and fill, crack sealing, and also we utilized our new boom mower to cut back quite a bit of vegetation on Main Creek on the south side of that runway.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Tremendous amount of compliments. I had a resident tell me that he hasn't seen out the end of his driveway for 20 years.
Wow.
So obviously that is a useful piece of equipment that allows us to completely get to the other side of the ditch. And if you know that ditch, it's a very large.
It is.
Something that any resident can mow or really maintain. So it's a lot of compliments. It felt good that we utilized a great piece of equipment correctly and it did a great job. Our township road program through A&J Concrete, moving along, close to completion. They completed the Forest Timber Lane, as reported before, Heather Lane, Hunter's Ridge, and they're working on the final side of Avondale Ford. It looks tremendous. They've increased the size of the cul-de-sac, which by far that was the smallest cul-de-sac in Olmsted Township. And my God, it will be inlaid in plowed snow because it was beyond words for how small it was and how hard it was to plow. So we're excited about that. Also, the same contractor, as the board stated, that they're working on a Cookland sidewalk, probably close to 3/4 done with that project. Also, the park is moving along. I took a ride there today. Looks phenomenal. We're moving along. We're looking at possibly being somewhat completed in a month. So it's amazing how quick these guys are working. The fall banners were put on our major intersections. And I want to thank my guys, their hard work that fall forward. Sometimes, this can be taxing, the decorations in the township, but thankfully, my inner circle, which is my crew, love doing it as much as I do. So I'm very thankful for that, and it shows in their work. All I can do is kind of direct them, and they do it. I give them all the credit, and I think it looks phenomenal, so I thank them. Facilities and equipment, DNS is currently in our cold storage. We're excited about that to get all the electrical done. And today I met with them at the fire department and police department to go over what will come next. Those two entities updating the LED lighting in both of those departments. We are diligently getting ready for the snow and ice. Not happily, but we gotta do it. So we are maintaining all the trucks. The trucks are periodically going in, getting preventative maintenance. We like to wait just before the season and make sure everything's functioning. There are DOT inspections and make sure the trucks are safe. They do a thorough job. So we're on top of that. Programs, our branch chipping was Monday. And a little bit into Tuesday, we had 98 residents, and we collected 75 cubic yards of material, about four trucks. There again, if I may, this is a horrible job. We love doing it, but I mean, it is the hardest thing, honest to God, that we do is branch chipping. And they sent me a picture, I will not name the street, of the size of this pile, and my guys, you gotta have empathy for your crew, and you gotta have empathy for the residents, so it's always a double-edged sword. Like, my guys persevered, they did it, we're done, it's over, and we got one more month of it, and well, that's it. That was a positive thing I could give them. But I appreciate it, it is such a hard job. Our next bulk trash household hazardous drop-off will be on the 7th. We'll have one more in November as far as the bulk. Of course, household hazardous waste is all year, but we'll have one more in November for the bulk. Training through LTAP. We have a snow and ice control training. Our whole crew will attend in Akron. It's on October 18th. A lot of new guys, so it's a good course. Personnel, we did post jobs on Cleveland.com. We have one gentleman that will be interviewing tomorrow, and we have offered a individual, Jason Hume, contingent on his background check and physical. So he has a Class A already, and so is the person we hired or interviewing tomorrow. So that is a huge hurdle. So hopefully that works out. I also want to thank the board for the resolution tonight for Mike Foreman. If you don't remember, Mike Foreman used to be my guy. Now he's the guy down the road. And thankfully, we are going to sporadically, as I say, use him for snow and ice and possibly other things that we need. Obviously, when he's off, it doesn't affect his fireman duties. But I'm very thankful for that because Mike Foreman is an awesome guy, hard worker, and does a great job. So I'm very thankful for that. And that concludes my report, Madam Chair, unless there's any questions.
Just a comment, keep it going with the boom mower. I think that, like you said, a lot of folks are happy to see that. I'm sure that does help with stormwater runoff, clearing those ditches and things like that. And I think that was a really good purchase, and purchase wouldn't have been made without your advocacy to the board. So I think that I appreciate your desire to do more and go above and beyond and keep, doing a better and better job for the community. So
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Okay, police department.
Okay. Fine.
exactly. Finally, yeah, first position. Chris, thanks for getting on first base. Usually was the third hitter in baseball. So the third hitter or Greenville is generally the best all-around hitter on the team.
He looked that up while we were saying that.
Man. As always, I just want to thank my personnel for everything they do. I mean, they really are the backbone of our agency, and that really they do all the heavy lifting, if you will. I have a couple sergeants right now that are going to have birthdays and our years of service. And we have Leo Spangol had a birthday, and he's been with us 13 years now. And Sergeant Tyler had a birthday this month as well, 20 years of service. And Cody Razors was today, 5.5 years, and guys got him cake and everything, and yeah, a lot of treats and sweets were dropped off, so it was a good celebration, and just to recognize the guys and let them know how much you care about them. So I'm thankful for each one of them, and they all love the township and who they serve, and which is the community, and they're grateful to be part of this organization. So and we're thankful for having them as well. On our training front right now. Every year, the Ohio Peace Officer Training Council requires that each officer has some mandatory training that we have to do. One of those is our annual in-service firearms qualification. Our entire agency, except for, I think there's 4 more that have till Friday, but everyone's knocked it out this past Wednesday, the 20th, and also the past Friday, the 22nd, all the qualifications. Included all on the platform. That's going to be the duty handgun or shotgun rifle. So get that done before the weather gets nasty outside. So glad to finish that up. Also, he sent a couple officers. We have 5 drone officers right now, and we were able to send 3 of them, or excuse me, we were sent 2 of them, which was Brian Hare, who was just in the news not too long ago, and also Detective Heath Coat, and Dave Pace. So we got 3. We got 3 sent to it. It was by 88 Tactical. And it was a course, more or less, that was, it was pretty in-depth. It's called Drone Tactics and Operations. And it was put on by, the instructor was Deputy Larry Wood from Palm Beach Sheriff's Department. And the guy has over 1,000 plus flights for public safety, and he runs their entire program for the Sheriff's Department down there. And my guys ran and raved and just said this guy was absolutely amazing. What they learned, and just, you know, he really pushed the envelope on our guys and made it very tough for them. And they had to realize that you have to work outside of the comfort zone. But some of the topics included utilizing drones for the safe and efficient ways to gather intelligence, survey scenes, locate suspects, hostages, support K-9 units. Once again, keeping up the drone up in the air, you have to do real-time information can be provided on scene commanders, supervisors, allowing this information then to decide what we're going to do to de-escalate situations or how we can make arrests or do what's best for officers and civilians. But during this training, just to touch on it a little bit, we were flying our mini drone through one of the window from the exterior of the building going into a room that started a clear hallway, and the instructor who was playing a bad guy at the time walked in, and our drone bounced off him and kind of spun out and wiped out. And little repair, $300 to fix it, but he said, don't care, quit crying about it, put another one in the air, let's get going. So, you know, they make you look at things that you can't, you know, sit there and cry about spilled milk. You got to continue to work through problems immediately. And so, put you through a little stress, and even when things got tough, they required to have a drone in the air the entire time. So, our guys learned a lot, and I'll tell you, it just really enhances their abilities to better serve our community and our officers and make everyone safe. So, hats off to my guys going, and I do want to say that they, out of the teams in the greater Cleveland area, they were pretty much the A team. Our guys were the A team, and they were on top of it. And that's a hats off to our program leader of that, Dave Pace. Thank you, Dave, for everything he's done to make our team such a great core, if you will. And our guys taking by Keith Coat and Hare as well. So. Good training. Moving on to some other miscellaneous items. Right now, this time of year is when we start, my lieutenant and I put our heads together. We start building out a bunch of justification report for the following year. So currently comprising our reports that will be forwarded to the Board of Trustees upon our completion. Last week, last Wednesday, Police Department and Fire Department went to the Southwest Emergency Dispatch Center meeting. And one thing they covered was that mobile Heat 1, the computer-aided dispatch or CAD system, they are saying is expected to be rolled out now October 24th. What we currently have now is going to be replaced. Ours is TAC, and TAC's going to be replaced by Motorola. And the tentative date is, cross our fingers, October 24th is what they're saying. So hopefully that will stay on point. A couple other things. Tomorrow, Come join us here for a coffee with the chief. Chris is going to be having the fire department bring the truck, right, to show off the new truck. So please come and see that. And so I'm excited to see it as well. And so are our old guys. So Eric, you're able to slide on over and some of your people too, please, and anybody else, come on down. Sure we'd like to see it. As for equipment, a couple of things we're doing on the front. We like to tee the equipment at time and see what's out there, and if something is needable, to see if it will better enhance our safety and make things a little bit easier for our jobs, and the guys can work a little bit better, if you will. A couple things we're looking at. We've been working pretty close with a company called DNA Armory, which is off it's by Mallard Creek, and they're actually going to bring out to the range next Wednesday several full rifle suppressors that they have and let us demo them. And with these, we've looked at them for many years, myself and former Chief Annual. And what this does is, by having suppressors, it greatly reduces the decibel level, which a lot of times that's great that, when we're shooting at a range, you have hearing protection, but in a real world situation, we have to pull those things out and actually use them. We have unprotected hearing, and that just can make it problematic for, of course, injuries to your ears, but not only that, but it's just also communication with your radios and things like that. So if we can find something that's going to work for us and make our job a little bit simpler and a little safer for us, it's something we want to explore. Also, additional approved handgun platforms we're looking at, which are CZ6, Sauer, Smith, and Wesson, and Shadow systems. Most people like the Glock and everything, but I have seen over the years of being a pretty diverse firearms instructor over the years that not everyone has the same hand size. Ergonomics of bits sometimes can be problematic, so we want to give people options. So we're going to look at just some of those and see what that looks like as well. So once again, these are just teaming evaluations that we do just to see what's best, and it's something that we're interested in. Looking at our stats from September 11th through September 21st, we had a total of 465 CAT entries, 12 incident reports, 1 motor vehicle report, 2 incidents that resulted in arrest, and also 26 traffic citations and 32 community engagements. Other than that, Madam Chair, completes my report, unless there's any questions from you on the board.
Chief, just a comment.
Sure.
Appreciate you sending Lieutenant Sonneborn to the push-in ceremony and the drones that were flown, and it was commented to me by a couple of residents that it's the Olmsted Township Air Force flying overhead. So I think we should keep that one.
Not just one drone, we had 2.
Yeah, we did.
No, we have them both pilots.
Right.
Yeah, so cool. Well, we tried to keep it a surprise for Chris, but Chris kind of said, "Hey, you guys aren't going to say, no, we didn't want to tell you it was going to be a surprise."
You ruined it, Chris.
No, just great minds think alike. It says, what would be cool? And I said, and Mark's like, already got it, buddy. I'm like, all right, cool.
There you go. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Chief.
And I was looking for the people around the controls. You couldn't see them anywhere.
Our heads cool stuff. For sure. Awesome. Hey, you're clean up there.
Bring us home.
I'm gonna make sure that they use me to wrap up you guys. The department report is 127, 2023. We've actually gotten a little rise in the new home plans since last meeting. We've got 4 houses plans submitted, so those are all going out this week. That's always a plus. We've been working with service, trying to wrap up the cold storage building. That's moving forward again. I believe the electric should be getting finished pretty soon, just in time for winter. That'll be good. That's starting very nicely. Our meetings still continue with our iWorks new computer system. We're making a lot of progress on that. It's there's a few stumbling blocks that we've come across, but we can't push it through. I think we're still on pace to everything's fully running by October 1st, which is pushing very quickly.
It is.
We had a
This is a reminder.
little bit of a turn in, I think, our overall image of the building department in the last couple of months, I personally made some visits to some homeowners that were not happy, and we noticed that personal phone calls, can go a long way just by interacting with, our citizens and trying to let them know that we're here to help, not so much just to charge them money, which we've been doing quite often. So we're really pushing that as far as the visits and trying to let people know we're here to help. And I think it's starting to pay off a little bit. We're getting a lot of good feedback, and I'm happy about that. Hope it makes it to the trustees, and I see that we're trying. A big help with that is our new employee, Sophia. Ash and I have really been at our wits' end. It feels like we were just blinding continuously. Phone calls are coming, plans are coming in, complaints are coming in. We had a real hard time even just trying to answer all of this, all the questions, and try to get the work out that was required to get out. So just in this last week, I can't believe the difference. Sophia's worked for the building department before, and her experience has definitely paid off. She just jumped right in, started answering phone calls, and it's really, I can't believe the difference that has made. It's taken a lot of pressure off of us, so we're able to feel like we're starting to move forward again, which is it's a big help. Training, Ashley and Sophia did complete a 3-hour required course for, it's from the state auditor's office on it's a records retention. There's a whole program that has to be done. They finish that course, and we're starting to take that a little more serious, working on some type of a record retention policy in a way to even just keep our records in some type of order. So that's slowly moving also. I feel a little jealous when I come to this meeting, and I hear about drones, and I hear about these acquiring new tractors, and I have nothing. So I decided to add a new little category to my department, and I'm going to talk about my equipment. We have iPads. They're running very good. We're charting them on a regular basis. They're working very well. And I do have 2 retired police cruisers. They're working for us. They may need a little bit of repair, but overall, I appreciate, Mark, that you kept that nice for us. And they are working. They started the time full gas. I do enjoy driving around because I get quite a response.
Yeah. We sent her cycles.
Sounds like something.
Yeah. Some way with one finger.
Yeah. So with that, I think that concludes my report. If anybody has any questions, things are on a positive upswing for the building department. I feel for the first time since I've been here. Questions?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you.
You can see the rivalry that goes on over here. It's boys and toys. That's all I'm going to say, boys and toys.
Okay. And our law director, Jim Matthews.
Yeah, thank you. I have one item for the board to consider taking action on tonight. As you are aware, the board members as well as the staff, some incidents have recently occurred raising some concerns about the continued service of one of the members of the zoning commission. It's my recommendation to the board proceed with charges to remove Ron Campanelli from the appointment as an alternate to the zoning commission. I would recommend that the cause be stated in the form of charges to be served by the law director, stating that there was insubordination during public meetings of the board and other conduct that's unbecoming an appointee to public office, reflecting negatively on his ability and competency to continue service. Part of that recommendation would be that after the charges have been prepared and served by me, that the, Mr. Campanelli be given the opportunity to respond to the charges at a public hearing to be scheduled on October 25th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. Here at the Township Administration Office. And finally, as part of this process, I would recommend that the board include in a motion not only the adoption of my recommendations, but then a recommendation that Mr. Campanelli be placed on administrative leave from his appointed position immediately for a period of time not to exceed 60 days. If you have any questions about any of that, by all means, I can explain the process. But basically, in all of those recommendations are the procedures provided for in the revised code for the removal of someone from that position.
I'm going to move to approve, having the law director, everything the law director said.
Okay.
You
want to repeat that?
Yeah, I'm not going to repeat it.
And I'll second.
Okay, and to approve the law director's recommendation for the zoning commission change, trustee Zare,
Yes.
trustee Alden,
Yes.
and trustee Kress.
Yes. I just want to comment on this. I thank Jim for his care in ensuring that we're getting through this process. And also to let everyone know we take great pride in having just plain outstanding people sitting on our boards. There's 3 of them here tonight. And it is a privilege to have you serve our people. And I know you all hold yourself to a very high standard, just like we try to do the same thing here. And I personally want to thank you for that. When something does happen, I want to ensure that we're addressing it. And Jim, thank you for addressing it.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, fiscal officer.
Yep, I probably sound like a broken record, but we're always closing the books. So, we're, Tracy and I are a little bit behind this month, closing off August. So we'll do that. And then of course, probably next week we'll be, shutting down September. So I'll get you out financial statement. Sorry that we've been a little lax on that. And then I also attended the football game a couple weeks ago and handed out dinners to the band, both sides. So I don't know. I think
There was 500 of them.
yeah, about 500 or so. Yeah.
500, yeah.
And what do you say? They spent about $8,000. It was
$8,000.
all
Donation. Yeah.
donated. So all the food is donated. And it's one thing that they do every year that we get invited to help out, pass out, which is really nice. And then budgets, of course, so start thinking about that. I know a couple of people have mentioned they're going to start looking at that. So as soon as September's over, then you get your financials, you can see at least where you were for the first 9 months. Then you have last year if you want to see what you did the last quarter to kind of, look at what the last 12 months have been. And then we'll start having some meetings with Tracy and giving you guys some reports on, the specifics of who you spent money with and all that kind of stuff too. She does a lot of those reports for you guys. So anyway, this will be the first year for you, Tom, to kind of go over this. So Tracy and I will kind of help you through that. No problem at all. Yep. And that's my report today.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Okay, old business. This is just an FYI. The limited home rule resolution 001-2023, exacting a home rule resolution requiring public roadway dedication and access for all subdivision of real property. The legal notices appeared on the Sun Herald Post on September 7th and September 14th. That's all from the start of when we passed it all the way until today. I believe that's 30 days, so now it becomes law in the township. Sure.
Mr. Matthews, I'm not sure if this is a typo or not, but should it be enacting a home rule resolution rather than exacting? If that's
Yeah,
changed, could we just change that?
Right here.
Is it in the notes?
No.
No, it's in the resolution.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, it wasn't the notice. So as long as the notice was correct, that's all.
No, the notice was correct, yeah.
But you're right.
Enacting,
On
okay,
the agenda, that should be
okay.
Got it.
Okay, new business item. We're asked to sponsor the Chamber of Commerce Fright Fight. Last year, we donated $500, and I think that we should probably do the same thing this year for 2023. So,
Sounds scary.
yeah, it is scary. It is the third annual Fright Fight Halloween decorating competition, residents of Olmsted Falls and Olmsted Township. So I'm going to move to approve the $500.
Second.
Okay, and to approve the $500 for the Olmsted Chamber of Commerce Fright Fight.
Fright Fight.
Say that.
Say that 3 times, yeah. Yes.
And trustee Alton.
Yes.
And trustee Kress.
Yes,
Okay, meeting minutes, September 13th, 2023. Payment of bills and payroll, warrants 44088, 44160, vouchers 1376, 2023, 1380, 2023, EOs 1293, 2023 to 1375, 2023. I so move.
Second.
Okay, and to approve the consent agenda items, both A and B, trustee Zare,
Yes.
trustee Alton,
Yes.
and trustee Kress.
yes,
Okay, this is the police department. The requisitions payable to Worcester's for $9,799. I'm going to move to approve.
second,
Okay, and to approve the Worcester's requisition for $9,799. Trustee Zare,
Yes.
trustee Alton,
Yes.
and trustee Kress.
yes,
Park will have a check for you in the morning.
Awesome.
Resolution 104, 2023 is the appropriation budget adjustment transfers, and obviously there's got a lot of reallocation, which is pretty common this time of year. I'm going to move to approve.
Second.
Okay, and to approve resolution 104-2023, the appropriation budget adjustments and transfers, trustee Zare,
Yes.
trustee Alton,
Yes.
and trustee Kress.
yes,
Resolution 105, 2023 is the expenditure department purchase orders. I'm going to move to approve.
Second.
Okay, and to approve resolution 105-2023, expenditures and department purchase orders, trustee Zare,
Yes.
trustee Alton,
Yes.
and trustee Kress.
yes,
Resolution 106, 2023 is establish a part-time, non-scheduled service department Tech 1 appointment to Mike Foreman. I'm going to move to approve.
second,
And to approve resolution 106, 2023, the part-time appointment of M. Foreman, trustee Zare,
Yes.
trustee Alton,
Yes.
and trustee Kress.
yes,
Okay, Resolution 107, 2023 is the agreement with the Court of Common Pleas for the Juvenile Court Division of CDP. We do this every year, don't we, Mark? Yeah.
We do.
I'm going to move to approve.
Second.
Okay, I'm going to change that letter from E to D since there's only 4 resolutions there.
Yeah.
And to approve this resolution 107-2023, the agreement with the Court of Common Pleas, Juvenile Court Division, trustees Zare,
Yes.
and trustee Alton,
Yes.
and trustee Kress.
yes.
Okay, and I have no public comment. So I am going to move to close the meeting at 7:55.
Second.
Okay, and to close the meeting, trustees Zare,
Yes.
trustee Alton,
Yes.
and trustee Kress.
Yes.
All right. We're free to move on to minutes.
You move about the camera, right? Yeah.
Right over there.
Yeah.
Three things over there.
Very good. I will double check. Yeah, I saw on the note there.
Bye, everyone on the video. Thanks for
Bob, how's
coming.
it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm, got no complaints.
No complaint?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Bob.